Hello, my name's Ted, and I'll be presenting a short video series on a simple method to defeat the Elvenar combat system. In this video, I'll cover some of the basics about the combat system, and then the basic rules for my method. In video 2, I'll dig a little deeper into my method to resolve which of the two units that the basic rules consider equal is actually better, and I'll also get into when the basic rules are slightly inadequate. Video 3 will look further to the training grounds units, and I'll build directly off of what detailed in video 2. The first thing is the basic concept of squad size ratios. Here we are, easy one. My method is designed to use 5 squads of identical units and AutoFight. It's fast, and with practice you can complete 8 tournament provinces in 5 to 10 minutes, with most of that time being in finding the next province. This method requires that you have access to all 5 unit types, and that the squad size ratio is not too far out of balance. For calculating the squad size ratio, it's best to find an encounter in a province that the opponent has 5 squads. It simplifies the calculation and removes the balancing factor that's applied by the game. Here we have an example. They have 5 squads. We simply divide their number, 540, by our number, 708. Just grab my calculator. 540 by 708. 76.76. So, and we get 0.76. Now, anything below 1, that's in our advantage, and that's something that would be rated as an easy province or medium. Somewhere around hard, it starts to be disadvantage over 1. So this ratio, we got a 0.76, and as you're dealing with ratios of 1.2 or higher, this method becomes more likely to fail and give a loss. And you should look at more detailed combat systems at that point. The 5th and 6th tournament rounds start to be on the edge of failure for this method, and provinces that are rated very hard tend to be in that range. This method is a simple counting of advantage and disadvantage. And to do that, we look at our units. Each unit has an advantage against 2 other unit types and a disadvantage against 2 other unit types, and they're equal to their own unit type. So for any encounter, we count the advantages as 1, the disadvantages as -1, and equals are ignored. So I look at the light melee here. We see 2 light melees in the enemies and 1 light range. Now the light range is a +1, and our 2 units that are not highlighted, I believe those are Orc Deserters. Nope, Orc Generals. Those 2 would be -1s. So this would have a total of -1, -2, +1, so -1, and 2 zeros, a -1. Here we would have a +2, -2, that's a 0. With the mages, that's a -1. Heavy melee, this is a +1. And the golems here, heavy ranged, are also a +1. So we have 2 different +1s, and I'm going to take this, and I'm not going to show you that one. I'll save this fight for video 2. So let's find another one. I believe this one here. So running through that, that is a -1. That is a +2. 0. Oh, -1 and 0. So this one is coming up a +2. I'm going to go ahead and take that with my archers and AutoFight. And as you can see, approximately a squad worth of losses. A little bit higher. That's not too bad. So I'll try to run through a few more examples very quickly here. I will be just basically skipping over things, fast mouse overs, as this video is getting already kind of long. What do we got here? That would be a +1. That's a +2. I'm thinking +2 would be good. Let's look at this other fight first. That one's a very definite. +4. +4, I'm taking that one. As you can see, the losses were extremely minimal. And what do we got here? That's a +2. That would be even. I'll take +2. Half a squad. You kind of can't argue with these results. I mean, they're all easy provinces. It goes through fast. You get a little more complex here. That's a +2. That's a +1. And here we would have a 0. Would be a +2 I'd take. This one's a bit different. But even that's a +4. And even though these are mage units that are against you, that's not a serious thing with these mage units. That one usually works out in my favor. This one, jump right to it since I know what these are pretty much. Lots of experience doing them. There you got a +2, 4, 5. +6, -1, +5. And you can see this will be another big plus for the heavy melee. Now I could do heavy range on these equally. Of course those are at 0 instead, so take the bigger advantage there. And these will mostly all be heavy melee that takes these ones. Here I've got choices. That's not too good. That's -2. This one is +2. Also +2. It's a +1. And that's a negative. Not even bother looking at that. So my choices would be between the light range and the mage units, both at +2. And from experience, I'm going to pick the light range over the mage units. Here it's a very, there's no question. But that also lends itself this way. So here I have choices between a light melee and a light range, both at a +4. So I want to get into some of these on video too. Most of these though are very straightforward. They'd be the light range. Alright, well, that shows a good number of examples, and I think we'll move on. Look for the next video.